Hey guys, so down here, this is going to be my chapter review to One Punch Man 115. I forget what the chapter was called. It was called Encounter. So this chapter I thought it was good. There are only really two distinct scenes. Not much actually happens besides those two things. It builds up the hype for what's to come in the next few chapters, but I don't think this chapter in particular was a 10 out of 10. It was humorous, it was funny, things went down, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. And some people may disagree with me, but you're entitled to that. You can do that. But let's get down to what the actual chapter contains. So the first thing we see is our boy Puri-Puri Prisoner swimming through a wall, smashing straight through all these bricks, and well, not bricks, just straight concrete by the looks of things. And he lands. He's gone really deep into the Monster Association, and he sees this person chained up against the wall. And this person is none other than Gato, just chilling, chained up against the wall. His his kind of black onesie jumpsuit thing, literally clinging to his skin, almost becoming a second skin. And he's got like all these what look like cuts, but also like cracks running down his face. He looks pretty insane. Just that initial picture where we see him chained up. You already know that Gato's going to be some beastly mofo once he wakes up. Puri-Puri then proceeds to, wake up this guy who looks incredibly dangerous. And as he's waking him up, he kind of realizes, he's like, hey, wait a sec. I recognize you. I think I've seen your face on a wanted poster. This wakes Gato up. He's got the scar running across his face. His eyes are completely whited out. So he might actually be unconscious at this point. He's given in to his animalistic instincts essentially, and he breaks through these chains, and he just lands like 5 quick shots. I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 quick shots on Puri-Puri, and this actually is a really, really well drawn panel here. The double spread where Gato knocks the shit out of Puri-Puri. It's really, really, really well drawn. You see the impact that Puri takes with half of his face kind of caving in and his hair just flying one way. You see the chains breaking off of Gato. You see Gato still with his eyes whited out, and you see how fast he is, that he's just landed these 5 hits in the space of like less than half a second. You see Puri-Puri on the ground, and he's seeing shit now. His vision's gone blurry. He's gone into that subatomic Ant-Man world. That's how hard he's been hit. And he even states here, which was really surprising, he even shielded himself with his bristle armor, which Nyan couldn't really break through. And Gato, in his kind of unconscious possibly state, not even hitting him as hard as he could for sure, and nowhere near as hard as he could, to be fair, has almost basically knocked out Puri-Puri, and Puri's on the floor just like, yo, shit, this is super dangerous. He's bleeding from his mouth and everything. He just looks at Gato, who's going ape shit, and is ready to kick some ass. And he's just like, this man is extremely dangerous. And I loved the panel where it's the last Gato panel I think we get. He's drawn very, very roughly, very erratically, kind of just showing possibly the mental state he's in, and exactly what he's becoming. But he looks awesome. He looks very kind of rectangular, very sharp, very mechanical almost, but he looks amazing. So that was the kind of end of that first scene, just Gato wrecking the shit out of Puri-Puri and hyping us up for Gato and what he has yet to do. And I think Gato's going to come out, and seeing as he's that wild card, I really, really feel like he's just going to he's going to get out and just battle anyone he sees. He's going to be killing monsters, he's going to be fighting executives, he's going to be fighting heroes, possibly at the same damn time. And that would be entertaining to say the least. I mean, imagine him just running up in between a fight between like Flashy Flash and an executive or something like that, or maybe even the 3 disciples and even Natural Water, and he just comes in and he absolutely wrecks the both of them. That would be insane. That's what I think Gato's going to do. He's going to come in, he's going to interrupt, he's not going to give a shit who he's fighting against. So then we go to Saitama, who's just kind of walking through hallways. Some of these hallways have no stairs leading to them, so you assume they're leading towards the stairs, and then you'd have to kind of jump. So maybe this is kind of like a pitfall kind of thing. But he's just walking through these ancient ruins, which if you watch the podcast, which is out now, go check out the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, where we've got a whole bunch of different people on. But yeah, I've forgotten who it was. I think it might have been Kishin that said that he doesn't believe that the Subterraneans were the guys that were the architects behind this hallway in particular, just because it has a very different architecture to everything we've seen so far, which he might be correct on. This monster leaps out at Saitama. He just splatters it against the wall. There's literally like entrails against the wall, and all this is really leading up to Saitama and Flashy Flash meeting. So Flashy Flash is there. He's not really caught a glimpse of who Saitama is fully, but he's like, okay, he's about 70 kg in weight based off his footsteps. His presence doesn't remind me of anybody who came with us, so it's probably a humanoid monster. I'ma kill it. So Flashy Flash, just in his kind of, if this was any other person, Flashy Flash would have just murdered a human individual. So it shows kind of, even Flash, as class as he is, as amazingly powerful as he is an idiot, and he really should check what he's about to do. You do the yes check in your head. And this guy was just like, no, I'm gonna kill this guy. He's a humanoid monster. He's so bold. I gotta kill this guy with a swift attack. So he tries to take off Saitama's head, and Saitama obviously dodges this. And I loved the interaction they had here. So Flashy Flash said, yo, shit, this guy dodged it. Saitama just looks up at him like, what are you trying to do, man? And this is where Flash realizes, you know what, this guy isn't a monster. And I was like, okay, cool. So that definitely kind of clears up the fact that he didn't see who Saitama was. He was just basing it off of his presence. But the fact remains that he didn't even check, even though he could tell that this was like a 70 kg thing. He didn't even check to see if it was human. And he almost killed someone. Any other person would have been dead. Flash would have been a murderer. Nobody would have known, to be fair, not even Flash. But he should really think about these things a little bit more. So it's here that Flashy Flash kind of recollects. Okay then, recollects who Saitama is. He's like, oh shit, it's Demon Cyborg sidekick, and I was like, that's a little bit painful for Saitama, and he's there wondering why he's here. What's the deal with his reaction time, stuff like that. He actually dodged his attack, and I just love Saitama here. He's just like pointing at freaking Flashy Flash, like, hey, what the hell was that about, man? And he's just looking at him with that face that Saitama makes, that Tatsumaki face. He's like, what the hell are you trying to do to me? So here it's kind of two different sides of like a reaction. Flashy Flash is like his pride has been wounded. He's very worried about the fact that someone who's in like class, who's a B class hero essentially, has dodged his attacks, and he's like, yo, what the hell is this about? Was it a fluke? What am I decreasing in power? So it's a wound to his pride, and he doesn't really know what to do. He's like, is there really someone who can match my speed and in reality overcome his speed? Whereas you have Saitama, who's completely calm, but he's calmer than Flash, but he's pissed off that someone just tried to murder him, even though it's obviously a humanoid hero or something along those lines, according to Saitama. So here we get Flashy Flash going through like a really, really dark set of thoughts, to be honest. He's there thinking to himself, should I try again? Should I try and, behead this guy one more time? Obviously, Saitama has no idea who Flashy Flash is. He's like, who the hell are you? But Flash is like, he notices, he notes to himself that he doesn't need to, go all out against this, and obviously inferior human being. But he does anyway. He's like, if this man can really dodge my attacks, it means he can see through my attacks, he can keep up with my movements, and he has the reaction time that gives him that ability to dodge my attacks. So he's like, I can't allow, he's just there really, really wounded in terms of his pride. He's like, I can't let that happen. And Saitama, this is my favorite panel of the chapter, Saitama just looking at Flash like, I'll beat you up. I was like, what the hell is this? So Flash, his instincts are telling him that there's something abnormal with Saitama. So this is the first time he's seen something unusual in Saitama. Now his instincts are kicking in. He's just like, oh shit, this guy's not as normal as he seemed when he was requesting tea at the Hero Association, So he goes in with a Flashy Slash, and Saitama catches the attack in his two fingers, and Flash absolutely shits his pants. He's like, yo, what the freak is this? Saitama almost like decides to punch him, but Flash is like, yo, look, do I actually look like a monster? I'm a hero. I'm an S-class hero. I like how Saitama actually makes mention. He's like, oh, you're the monster, 4 locks in the face. I was like, he just really wants to punch Flashy Flash, and he's making up names for him and shit like that. And I loved Flashy Flash then saying, after Saitama asked him, hey, but why did you attack me twice? He's, oh, my hand slipped. I was like, this guy, he's not gonna take any kind of wound to his pride at all. And you see actually later on when he kind of explains away why Saitama was able to dodge his attacks. Flash is such a proud character that he's not gonna kind of own up to his mistakes. He's not gonna own up even to his own weaknesses, which is probably his biggest weakness, ironically enough. But then we have Saitama asking, like, why is an S-class hero down here? Flashy Flash is like, dude, you came here without knowing that this is the Monster Association. You know, all the S-class are here. The enemies are vicious down here. So Saitama was obviously surprised by this and all that good stuff. And then he tells Flashy Flash why he's here. It's beneath his apartment. He's living in Z City because it's rent-free. Flashy Flash is just like, this is where he actually explains it away. He's like, oh, so he lives in Z City. He's constantly KOing all of these monsters and stuff here. There's a lot of noise outside. Don't know what it is. But he's like, he's constantly in a battle state. That explains why he's able to dodge my attacks. And, no wonder he feels different from those fodders. And that actually relieves him. He's just like, phew, that explains it. I'm like, dude, but that still means that you were slower than someone, right? You're meant to be the pinnacle of the ninjas, the fastest, the most technical, the best. You are Flashy Flash, light speed. You got outpaced, and apparently just because someone's in a constant battle state, so they're always ready for a fight, that's a good enough excuse for you to be like, yeah, that's okay. He can dodge my attacks. I'm fine with that. He apologizes to Saitama here. He's like, I was only testing you, even though I held back a lot subconsciously. So once again, he's kind of giving himself excuses, not really introspecting as to why he was outpaced, but more, external. Well, he's attributing this internally, but he's saying that it's a subconscious thing, something he can't control, and that's why he wasn't attacking Saitama with his full pace and with his full power. So here it's really Flashy Flash telling him, you know what, you've done a really good job, you've come really far, you've had a lot of successes, you're on the path towards success, but at your current level you're going to get wrecked down here. There's people of level demon, there's monsters level dragon down here. You need to get out. Don't be overconfident. Get out. You've done your job. I'm proud of you, all that good shit. And he's like, continue to do your best in training. Your mission here is done today. Get out. And Saitama obviously is having none of it. He's like, wait a sec, if I tag along with you, right, then I'll get into contact with like every single enemy possible. So he's just there kind of slapping Flashy Flash on the shoulder. And I love Flashy Flash's reaction. He's just there like, who is this guy? Like he's holding my shoulder like we're friends. And he doesn't even know who I am. I'm an S-class hero, one of the best. And this guy he's just acting so nonchalantly, like around me, as if he knows who I am. So this is where Flash has had enough. He's like, let me warn you, I'm not going to be saving your ass. If there's powerful enemies, you might get dragged into it. You might die. That's not my issue. I can't guarantee your life. So then he picks up the pace and literally picks up the pace and explodes away. He just absolutely pelts it down the hallway, trying to get away from Saitama. And Saitama obviously is not about to let this guy outpace him, even though he's not thinking about it like that. He's just like, oh yeah, okay, let's go find some people to kill. But Flashy Flash, you can see the surprise in his face as Saitama kind of just sprints up next to him, and he's just like casually keeping up. So that's the end of the chapter. I thought that last scene was hilarious. Really enjoyed that part. But like I said, not much actually happens beside the fact that now Flashy Flash seems to be a little bit more aware of who Saitama is and what he can do, and I really hope that he gets to see more of what Saitama can do and who he is and how powerful he is. And maybe that'll kind of tie into Flashy Flash making an acquaintance with the new Fubuki group and stuff like that, but I'm not so sure. He seems like a really headstrong character, a bit like Tatsumaki. I don't think he's going to have like a friendship with Saitama. I think he's going to try and, he seems to be that guy that always tries to assert a leadership position. So whether he interacts with Saitama further on in the future or not, I don't know. But for the present, they seem to be tied to each other, and they might have a couple fights with a couple monsters, and we'll see how that goes. But no doubt, Flashy Flash will try and get rid of him, like his partnership with Saitama, as fast as possible. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in a bit.